Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today we're test driving the 2016 Lexus CT200h Hybrid. This is the least expensive Lexus they offer, yet the most fuel-efficient one in the lineup. And even though it's been out for a few years, this is the first time we've had a chance to drive it here on Test Driven TV. And so what I want to find out today is, does it meet the 42 mpg average claim that it makes with its hybrid drivetrain, yet still feel like a Lexus? To start with, the Lexus CT200h is compact as you'd expect. While it shares its hybrid powertrain with the iconic Toyota Prius, its chassis platform architecture comes by way of the Toyota Corolla. It does have its own unique sheet metal though, and its styling, which it shares with nothing. Up front, it received a mid-cycle update since the car was introduced in 2011. It now well matches the rest of the Lexus showroom with its spindle grille and LED daytime running lamps, but unlike the Corolla, LED headlamps are optional here. Ours had the S-Sport Luxury package, which brought sportier visuals on its exterior like unique 17-inch wheels, a mesh grille, fender badges, and a black painted roof. The roof looks nice this way, giving the appearance of a panoramic glass roof, which isn't actually available here. At the rear, its 5-door hatch configuration has a nice finish to it, yet even with the sporty theme of this Lexus, there are no exhaust tips to make that point. The cabin of the S-Sport is a step up from the standard CT200h, blacked out top and bottom. There's rich leather sport seats and metal tone trims here and there, including some pretty nice looking aluminum pedals. You also get the S-Sport leather steering wheel, which has a nice feel in your hand. Both front seats are heated and power adjustable. They offer up excellent comfort and support, with the driver getting memory settings. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes, but it's a manual adjustment, so it's not included in those memory saves. Rear seat passengers get adequate comfort and space, but this is a tight place to be. It's outfitted for up to 3 passengers, but that might be a bit snug for most Americans. They do fold down in a 60-40 split as you'd expect, and when folded, the rear cargo floor is reasonably flat given the space needed for its hybrid battery. Though it's compact and showing its age with hard plastics here and there, this interior is solid and quiet, comfortable, and well designed, earning 4 of 5 stars. Infotainment here includes the optional premium audio and navigation system, which has a dash-mounted screen operated by a console-mounted puck. This remains one of the most intuitive controls on the market in my opinion, and this was one of the first Lexus models to have it. The audio system, however, is not the Mark Levinson system found in many other Lexus models. The sound quality reflects this, as it's not the same at all, but the price of this upgrade still does at nearly $3,500. This puts our technology score back a bit at 4 of 5 stars. Driving the Lexus CT200h is the same engine and hybrid drive system found in the 3rd generation Toyota Prius. It's comprised of a 1.8-liter Atkinson cycle engine and a 2-motor electric drive constantly variable transmission. At 134 horsepower, it pulls a slightly heavier car than the Toyota Prius from which it comes, but it's tuned a bit more for performance. This gives it an EPA-rated 43 mpg city, 40 mpg highway, and 42 mpg combined. Well, to answer my first question, does this drive like a Lexus? I think when it comes to the powertrain, the answer is decidedly no. And that's because even though this is quieter than a Prius, it still shares the exact same powertrain that you're going to find in a Prius, and therefore it sounds like a Prius. You still get that leaf blower effect, that landscape garden tool sound that the Prius always has. And additionally, even though we have a sport mode here, which when you click it over and you step on it, it lets you summon all of that power a little bit quicker. It's still only 134 horsepower.
Though I could want for more power in a car which is marketed to me as a sporting alternative to a Prius, it still achieves excellent fuel economy. In my week with it, I averaged 44 mpg combined, city and highway, which is more than promised.
That was the good note, but the sounds and the under-the-hood behaviors of this powertrain to me are not so much in keeping with a car of this character or price. Therefore, we rate the powertrain at 3 of 5 stars. The chassis of the CT200H starts with the more modest Toyota Corolla, but has a more upscaled double wishbone rear suspension, which conveys a better ride and sharper responses when driving it spiritedly around curves and bumpy roads. It has a sport-tuned suspension on the base CT200H, and on the F-Sport is tuned even more aggressively.
When it comes to the chassis, you really can't compare this to a Prius. This does ride and feel like you'd expect a Lexus to. It feels heavy, and well, it's because it is really for its size, but it has that solid Lexus feel. It's very quiet in here, and through the steering, through the seat, it does feel expensive, so that's a good thing. It has a nice ride and feel to it.
That ride and feel is the one standout here in the driving experience, which makes this car truly feel its price, and not related to lower grade economy cars. It is showing its age around the edges, however, in the areas of refinement over rough surfaces, but it still earns 4 of 5 stars in the chassis department. And feel is always important in a car, especially a luxury brand we pay more for. Here, in measuring our quality feel, impressive was the fit and finish overall, both visually and by touch. The doors aren't as solid in their shut as some Germans, but it still achieves 5 of 5 stars here. Safety too is top of the class for the CT200H. The IIHS gives it their highest honor of Top Safety Pick Plus with its good ratings on all their tests, including the brutal new small overlap crash, and it offers an advanced level of crash prevention systems, which gives it that plus.
You know, whether a car like this makes sense for you, I think has everything to do with what you're truly looking for in a car. If you want maximum fuel economy and maximum value for your dollar, to be honest with you, I don't think this is your car. But if you like the Prius because of its fuel economy, its hybrid image, and perhaps its legendary reliability, yet you're willing to spend a little bit more money and get something that has a sportier image and more luxury, that's what this is. And it does get good fuel economy here. I got 44 mpg for the week, and that is a combined average, 2 more than what the EPA promises. Now, it is less than what the Prius offers, and that's because this is really more designed and tuned for performance, so that does take away from the fuel economy. Now, price, this one, $42,000, give or take. That's pretty spendy when you consider this starts out at $31,000. We have $10,000 worth of options on top of that. Now, to be honest with you, I think this car might make sense at around that $31,000 mark, because compared to a fully loaded Prius, you do get quite a bit more value for that extra few bones that you might spend here. But at $42,000, that opens the door to so many other choices in the market, and I'm talking about mid-size sedans that are hybrids, which get similar fuel economy yet offer more space, yet a similar level of amenities. So that's something to keep in mind. So as it's tested here, we have a value score of 3 of 5 stars, and when you put that in with everything else we've already talked about, we're at 4 stars for the week. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Well, friends, if you like the test drive you just saw, click on the link right there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We test drive 1, sometimes 2 cars a week. Plus, we have a new video almost every single day. News features, Motoring Monday, and other fun stuff. So stay tuned.